Hello everyone, I'm ExtraCheesy87 and this is Let's Play Trails of Cold Steel Part 36. In the previous video, we made it to the north side of the Northern Highlands. We explored a little bit, we didn't really get too much of our main story stuff going. Dude, I like spinning in a circle like this. A little hard to do because my controller, analog stick's a little busted, but yeah, what was I doing? We were going to go to the ancient quarry and then we were going to go progress the main quest. So let's go do that. I did fight the monster chest off screen, the one that we fought, but then we just didn't have the CP and everything set up to win easily. So we did that. Gaius he's moving up the tier list, man. He got to ult 4 times in that fight because he just kept getting hit, and then we would ult, and then we would proc the CP regen and the health regen from Elisa's special ability. Like, I don't know, man. Elisa, she's also going up the tier list. Like, she only does 2 things. Like, as long as she has CP, though, she is great. Now, if she doesn't have CP, she kind of sucks, but,
It's so gloomy in here.
Oh, don't be scared, Gaius. You got big buddy Reen to help you out.
Yeah.
Probably not going to let us go in here yet. This is maybe like the end of the chapter, I would assume. Oh, do you think maybe we fight that bone dragon we saw in the intro here? I've been wondering when the bone dragon's going to pop up. The atmosphere is really heavy. I'm guessing this is the ancient quarry? There is. They say it dates all the way back to the Neolithic civilization that was here over 1,000 years ago. They're the same legends that say the Guardians sealed away an evil djinn here. I do recall overhearing someone at the settlement mention a djinn. That does sound a bit unsettling. Plenty of other folks think so too. That's the reason most of the people of the Highlands avoid this area. Oh, I can't say it bothers me all that much. You looked pretty bothered earlier. It does really seem like a place straight out of old tales and legends, though. There's no one around, and not much reason for us to be here either. What should we do? Well, if you're curious, by all means, go take a closer look. I've poked around here before, but I never really found anything interesting. Nothing phases you, does it? Alright, I suppose it couldn't hurt to check it out. I mean, what's the worst that could happen, right? We die? Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
I mean, it's probably not even gonna let us in, I'll assume. It appears we've reached a dead end. There's no one here either, just a stone door that I don't think even our combined might could budge. It seems like it was a waste of time coming here. I suppose you may be right. Emma, use your magic. Though it does seem like the kind of place an evil spirit might haunt. This whole area, really, it has an eerie vibe and I just can't shake. What? You can sense that kind of thing? I thought sensing stuff was supposed to be Reen's thing. No, I'm not an ancient powerful wizard or nothing. That's just the impression I get from looking around. Never mind then. What now? I doubt it's anything, but I just thought I saw something moving out of the corner of my eye. Same here. Could have been some small animal, plenty of those around here no doubt. It would scarcely surprise me to encounter something less natural in a place like this. Monka? Hey, knock it off. I'm starting to feel kind of creeped out now. Sorry. Anyway, there's not much we can do here, so let's get going. Okay, we'll save that for later. It's probably, I bet that's going to be our end of chapter fight in the dungeon area. I do still kind of wonder what the conflict for this chapter is going to be. Haven't really seen anything. Nothing's coming to head. Like, I don't think we've really had too much foreshadowed. Like in the other chapters, you could kind of see where the big conflict was going to go.
Glad to be back here again.
Agreed. I'm certainly in no hurry to return.
Okay. Eustace is a scaredy cat. Got it. Well, we will remember that. We're gonna let Machias know, and then he'll never let you live it down. Yeah, there's a guy. Then we also got those 2 other chests back there. One had ground bait, and the other had, I can't remember. Again, the quartz we got from the monster chest was something, it gave like Grand Press and some other earth stuff. I gave it to Emma. So I felt like an idiot for buying Grand Press, considering we got a better version of it immediately after, because that's the way it works in these games. That's maybe why I should only ever buy weapons. It seems like you don't really find weapon upgrades in chests in this game. Impressive. I was taken aback by the size of the stone circle in the Southern Highlands, but this is on a whole different level. Oh yeah, pose from it, baby. Oh yeah. I mean, aren't you... You saw nothing. I see you're hard at work. I'm glad to see you're safe. Did you come out here to get a good look at the statue? I don't think he realizes how much worry he's caused everyone. We should bring him up to speed. It sounds like I've caused some unnecessary worry for the people of the settlement. We should get right back, right away, or I'd like to, but I still haven't finished taking all the photographs I need. Would you mind waiting a bit longer while I finish up, and then we get attacked by monsters? Well, I can't really fault you for being fascinated. It really is impressive. I doubt there's anything like this anywhere else on the continent. Actually, it might surprise you to know that there is. This isn't the only such statue I'm aware of. Oh no. There's a similar statue on Baronia Island, way out to the west. Oh, interesting. Wait, Baronia Island? Isn't that where Group B was sent? Oh, I had no idea there were more of these around. No one knows more about the statue on Baronian Island than they do about this one. And I'm currently taking pictures of ruins and ancient sites like this. Taking photographs of this area was the reason I came to the Northern Highlands in the first place. Gaius told us that the people of this Nord refer to this statue as the guardian of the region. Yeah, the old legends say that this statue was here long before our ancestors came from the east, and they settled in this land only with its permission. I mean, that sounds like a Septirion to me. When I saw it, I was immediately reminded of the legend of the Great Knight. Yeah, now that you mention it, I feel like I've heard that name somewhere before. No doubt, the tale originated during the Dark Ages and spread throughout the Empire. When the land roars at the tide of war, a colossal knight, wreathed in flame, will come forth to quell the conflict. That's the general gist of it, anyway. What do you mean by that? Well, each region has its own variant of the tale. They all maintain a knight as a central figure, but all such tales, its veracity is, questionable at best. Though it's certainly one of the most mysterious of the legends passed down in Erebonia. I see. It does seem like the statue could mesh with that story, too. I wonder if they're related somehow. Rain? What was that? Are you okay? I'll be alright. Nothing to worry about. I'm not a weirdo. You're a weirdo. Anyway, I've come all the way out here. So would you mind waiting until I'm done photographing the site? I promise I'll head back to the settlement with you as soon as I'm done here. Well, I don't think the wildfire is much of an interest in this area. He should be safe out here on his own, even if we head out somewhere else for a while. Agreed. Okay, we'll cause the story to advance. We talked to everyone in the settlement. We did our quest at, the gate. Let's wait. Alright then, we'll stay here until you finished up. Okay, I'll try not to keep you waiting too long. Green and the others waited for Norton to finish his photography. And though he was reluctant to leave even after completing his photo quartz, they finally returned to the settlement. Why are all the photographers in this series fucking insane? We're finally back in the settlement. Thanks a million for escorting me back here. I really appreciate it. Thanks to you, I was able to photograph the statue to my heart's desire. I'm just glad we've made it back safe and sound. Yeah, let's go tell the Elder. There seems to be quite a commotion over there. What? That's... my truck, dude! It looks like there's been an horrible car accident. But why here? Isn't that the gentleman we fulfilled a request for this morning? The very same. That's the settlement doctor, Amar. He couldn't have been the one responsible, could he? Never mind that. We need to go and take a closer look. Are you hurt? Gaius, I'm alright. Sorry for worrying you. What happened here? I was on my way back from gathering herbs in the mountain forest to the north, when all of a sudden I lost control of the vehicle. Was anyone injured? I suffered a few bumps and bruises, but other than that, fortunately not. I'm just relieved I didn't end up hurting anyone. I'm glad none of your injuries are light, Amar. Thanks be the winds and the goddess. Still, how does one lose control of a vehicle in an area as open and free of obstructions as this? Did you simply lose your concentration for a moment? No, of course not. This car is extremely important to all of us here. I wouldn't dream of driving it carelessly. I'm still not sure what caused it. When I was near the settlement, the steering wheel started to feel oddly stiff. So maybe some, like, sabotage? Fortunately, the brakes are still functional, otherwise I dread to think what might have happened. I see. I mean, it could be, you know, maybe the conflict has something to do with, like, Calvert encroaching on the territory? I don't know. Like, maybe they're trying to sabotage the village to put them in a vulnerable spot so that Calvert can come in and save the day and, like, get some influence here? Let's see. Elisa, do you think you can work out what went wrong? Probably. You might say it runs in the family. How could I forget? It stands to reason the scion of the Rhineford group would be quite handy in mechanical matters. Even if she does pretend she wants nothing to do with her family anymore. Could you mind your own business? Once you say, though, it's not as if it's not as true as it used to be. They have some professional engineers at the Rhineford company who can't even perform basic maintenance, or, this is why we're gonna need the late guys to fix the truck, I bet. Wow, standards in higher education must be slipping. When you compare it to the Zeiss Central Factory in Librel, the Rhineford group is getting far too big for its own good. Oh, there's giant, vertically structured divisions, each with their own subdivisions. It sounds as though becoming the Empire's largest corporation brought with its own share of new issues. So have you managed to figure out what the problem was? I think so. It looks like there was a contact failure in the quartz circuits near the engine. That's probably why you suddenly had difficulty steering, even though it was fine just before. I see. Do you think you can repair it? I doubt it. I can diagnose it, but I'm no technician. I think we need to call in a professional to fix it. I suppose that means we'll have to ask someone from Zinder Gate. I'm impressed. I can see that Thor's Military Academy has more to be proud of than just its famous founder. Elder Ivan, Dad. I'm sorry it took us so long to get here. I'm relieved to see that Norton made it back safely. Thank you for your assistance. No trouble at all. It sounds like you've been able to work out the cause of the problem here. That was all thanks to Elisa. It was nothing really. There's no shame in being proud of your accomplishments. While I'm glad we've gotten this squared away, we still have something of a problem. What do you mean? This is the settlement's only vehicle. Having it out of commission is going to make things pretty inconvenient around here. The sooner we can get it fixed, the better. I see. In that case, is there anything we can do to help? Are you sure this isn't a part of your field study, you know? I would respectfully disagree. You've treated us to such a great food and shown us such hospitality. I want to know what I can do to help. But actually repairing the truck is a bit beyond my skill level. Still, it would be discourteous of us to not at least make an attempt to assist our host. Thanks, everyone. If you insist, we'd be more than grateful for any assistance you can provide. If you could bring out someone who would do the repairs, that would be great. That sounds like the best course of action. Should we head to Zindar Gate and see if they have a spare mechanic? Actually, I have something else in mind. Someone far more keen than any army technician for things of this sort. Up near Lake Lacrima in the Northern Highlands lives an elderly man from the Empire. I'm sure he'll be able to fix the truck for us if we ask him. True, the hermit could probably have this fixed in no time at all. The cabin near the lake. We passed by earlier, but it seemed vacant. An old man from the Empire who's more reliable than an army technician? Could it really be him? Elisa, so you want us to go and call this man for you then? If you'd be so kind, there's no hurry though. If you have other things you need to do, by all means do those first. Either way, we'll need to clean up the site of the accident before anything else. Just handle it as you might if it were part of your field study. Will do. Okay everyone, let's finish up anything we have left to do here, then head for the cabin at the lake. Lake Lacrima is in the Northern Highlands. We'll need to head north to the Guardian statue, then due northwest from there. We've been there, dude. We should set out on horseback at once. Talk to everyone first. Okay, Highland Cloth. We already saw that. Not really good for us. That reminds me, did I ever equip that? I gave it to you? Do I want you to have heat up? You're kind of a little too important. I think we're actually going to give this to Gaius? It seems really good. I mean, 20 CP to everyone and cure stat down. Reen, we really always want Reen to be attacking. I don't know what to give you. Do seals... I wonder if these stack. And if they do stack, in what way? Additively or multiplicatively? Because if it's multiplicative, it's useless. But if they stack, like if it gives a 20% chance to seal on everything, that seems really good. I don't actually know. Could just get more speed. Accuracy, I mean, we are running into accuracy problems. Information's not bad. Extra strength. I mean, minus 25% speed for 1 turn on a 15% chance just seems like not very good. It was pretty good in Azure, just because it was a 5-turn default, which was quite nice. And it could also, like, refresh the existing, like, speed debuffs occasionally. Or, like, something I think you could do is that if, like, you used, whatever the defense breaker one, the one that lowered defense, you would lower it for 5 turns, and then you could, like, analyze afterward. And so then they would have 5 turns of minus 50 defense, which is really strong. Maybe just extra speed. Kind of look through again. Because really we don't have any super great, like, passives. Well, Impassion's always nice. Yeah, let's just give you Impassion. You can't go wrong with it. I'm not the strongest guy in the world, but I'll do my best to help everyone out here. All this stuff is surprisingly heavy, though. Maybe I should ask Thoma to come help me out after all. We should be able to push it if we take the load off of it. I'll have to tell the children not to come near it. We'll leave going to get Lake Lacrima to you. We can handle clearing it out here. I'm just glad that no one suffered any serious injuries. We have the winds and Adios to thank for that. Mostly the winds, though. I did feel a disturbance in the wind recently, but I never expected this to happen. Horses can cause accidents like these from time to time, too, though. It's just another way of showing that nothing in this world is perfect, I suppose. Well, that's a very enlightened way to look at things, lady. I'd like to ask you to go to the hermit living in the cabin by Lake Lacrima. There's no need to rush, however. Cleaning up here will take up some time. I want to go look too. You can't, Lily. It's too dangerous. Besides, Thoma told you not to go near it, didn't he? But I want to help. This is the first time I've seen an accident caused by an orbital vehicle. It really surprised me. Lily really is a little troublemaker, though. I'm sure she'll make a dash to see what happened the moment I take my eye off her. There we go. That should be all the lighter things taken care of. I'm glad Amar wasn't hurt doing this. Who else is going to do all the regular amputations we need? Now we actually have... Do we have some money? Oh my god, we do. We have money in my Trails in the Sky game? And here's the question. What do we do? Armor or weapon? Armor or weapon? I mean, you get, it's like, what, 5 speed, 10 arts on the upgraded sword? I think just getting some extra defense on our boy Gaius is probably for the best. And then we're going to want to buy some heals. Not gonna lie, I read the 500 for the Celestial Bomb. I was like, man, I didn't realize what happened to all our money. Yeah, that's, I mean, they are very good. What, isn't there some of this stuff we wanted as well? I don't know, man. I should have bought ingredients instead, but I kind of got a little mind flooded and thought the Celestial Bombs were cheaper. Daddy, you're not hurt, are you? I'll make it better for you. Thanks, Kotan. I feel a lot better now. That's good. Sorry for worrying you all. I'm still amazed at how quickly you were able to work out what was wrong, though, young lady. You reminded me of the old man at Lake Lacrima. Thank you. It couldn't be, right? I'm so sorry. You wouldn't have had to go through all that if I hadn't asked you to get those materials. Don't worry about it. I came out unscathed. More importantly, let's get all this cleaned up before the hermit arrives. Oh, Amar, don't make me worry like that. Just who do you think you'll take care of you, our only doctor? Well, you're here, aren't you? I guess that's true, but... Nope. I mean, I guess the family's all out there, but... I don't know, maybe someone's moved in was trying to steal stuff. Nobody in our yurt? Yeah, I guess we'll go over to the gate just to talk to peeps, and then we're going to, head out. Anyone in the house? Probably not, but worth a shot. Nope. This is to the south, right? Even though it feels like it should, anytime, you know, I'm going up in a game, I'm always like, up has to be north, right? That's how it works. Well, no, actually, but like, come on, man, can it? Let's see, do I remember how to get to Zendar Gate? With only muscle memory? Yes. I remember to take a left.
Now's our chance.
I don't know why I attacked you, if I'm being honest.
Go.
There's something in my brain was like,
Here we go.
destroy this man's whole career.
My turn.
It's my turn.
Okay, link up with her.
Oh, no, you don't.
Oh, there we go.
I'll handle this.
It's my turn.
You link up with... Actually, no, stay linked with Gaius.
Fire.
My turn.
Okay, you link with her. Come on, unbalance him. Do it, coward.
You okay?
Thanks. All right.
Like I said, do it, coward.
I've got you.
Very well. Now.
I've got you.
Weak.
I can
Hit
do
him
this.
with a little counteraction.
Go.
There. Go.
They're just... He's so scared. He's like,
Leave it to
ah,
me.
I keep getting hit for very, very minor damage.
There. Now.
I've got you.
I'll handle this.
Whatever will I do
It's my turn.
if I keep getting hit for 1 damage?
Here.
That was pretty impressive, actually.
I owe everything to the winds.
Dude, we got so much water Sipith, man. Oh, whoops.
Let's get going.
I was trying to run with B
Yeah.
instead of R1, the classic run button. Everyone's always talking about, man, R1's my favorite run button. Boy, maybe you guys all say the same thing? Because you say the same thing. Let's check inside just to be sure. Okay, you all do say the same thing. I'll check the general and then we'll leave. Okay, you guys do see the same thing. Because he looks happy about what he, the mysterious he, suggested.
Let's get
I
going.
came out here for nothing. The game has bamboozled me for the last time. That's not true. As much as I wish it was. So I am kind of wondering about what exactly our conflict for this chapter is going to be. I mean, I doubt the truck broke on its own. Like, I'm guessing there had to have been some sabotage. Like, I could see it being like Calvard wants to like secretly cause trouble in the village to kind of maybe like strain relations between Erebonia and some of the Nord areas, and then Calvert could come in and be like, hey, heard you guys something happened to your truck. Boy howdy, look what we have right here, a brand new car, and help them out and get some influence that way. So you do still have detection, right? So there weren't any chests. What I want to give you, move wouldn't be bad. Move would not be bad. Granted, so would just extra speed also wouldn't be bad. I think just extra speed for now.
Let's get going.
And actually, of the two, I would rather you have Soul Blur for one less speed. Just because there's more utility with Soul Blur in terms of, like, fainting.
Yeah.
But also expect we're going to go into the ancient quarry and maybe fight us a bone dragon. I remember the bone dragon in the intro. That kind of stood out as something. And then there's also like a shadow dragon. It may not have actually been a dragon, but there's some sort of shadow beast that popped up in the intro as well. That I'm guessing is some sort of maybe late game boss fight of some sort. Now I can't think of why we'd be fighting a shadow beast if I'm being honest, but you can fight all kinds of weird and wacky creatures in the Trails series. Oh, so what level are we at? We're like mid-20s. Because I'm trying to, because in the Flash 4, we were like in the, were we at like 45 to 50 or 50s? I think we're in our 40s, right? Because we're getting pretty close in the timeline to when the Zermurian Trade Conference happens. Well, at least he made it as far as the lake. Is he at home? So it might be time for that. You know, maybe not next chapter, but chapter after next, I would bet. Because I think, the timeline, we're still in that lull period between the end of Zero and the start of Azure. Well, the boat's at the wharf and the garage door is open, so I'd say it's likely. Excellent, we should go see him at once.
Yeah.
You'll be fine, Elisa. What's the worst that could happen, right? Let's look at the truck first. Okay, just want to make sure there wasn't any dialogue there, since there was dialogue earlier when it was closed. And into the belly of the beast we go. Seems like there's someone inside. Suppose I see the man we came to see then. Yeah, I bet he came back from fishing. For a hermit, he doesn't seem to want for much. So, what are we going to do? Time of day will advance, and all the day's field study activities will end. Okay, let's make sure. We did all our quests, right? I didn't forget something, and we've turned all those in. Okay, well, in we go. Knockety knock knock. Open up the door, it's real. The non-stop pop of stainless steel. Excuse me, everyone. Excuse me, is anyone home? It's open, come on in. Elisa? Excuse us then. My friend's being a fucking weirdo again. Hey, it's good to see you again, sir. Well, if I didn't, guys, I haven't seen you around for what, half a year now? Little old Lisa's here too. Well, I don't think I've seen your face, and oh, must be coming on up on 5 years now. Man, you grown up taller than a bean sprout. Wait, what? Could this be? Oh, grandfather. I was wondering if it was just going to be someone she knew. I didn't really expect it to be like a relative. Grandfather, what are you doing here? Well, I guess that's one way to be introduced, but let me give y'all a proper welcome. I'm Gwen, Lord of Cinders. You may know me as the one that linked the flame long time ago. I'm Gwen Rhineford, Lisa's favorite granddad. You're our only granddad. Like I said, favorite granddad. Pleasure to meet you all, Class 7. Honored to meet you, sir. I'm Reen Schwarzer. It's a pleasure to meet you. I'm Emma Milstein. Eustace Alvarez, it's an honor. A promising young group of folks if I've ever seen one. But you sure done a lot of growing the last 5 years, Lisa. You're taller and bigger. Shut the fuck up. It does this old man's heart good to see how easy on the eyes you become. God damn it. Grandfather, please! Quit being so freaking horny all the time. It's really creepy. But forget about me. What have you been doing out here all this time? Back when you disappeared from Roar, I never believed it if someone told me this is where I'd find you. Do you have any idea how worried I've been? Oh, come on now. I send you letters a couple times a year, don't I? And of course, I read all the ones you give to Sharon, too. Still, have you been here the whole time these past 5 years? Just about. Don't stay here year-round, though. Spent about half the year traveling around the continent, seeing friends, or visiting the Empire. I see. Mr. Reinford? Would you mind if I asked how you know so much about our field study? He does raise an excellent point. It almost seems as though you were expecting us to pay a visit. Well, I might have just sabotaged that truck or something so I'd get to see y'all. Well, it's just a coincidence the truck broke down when it did. But I admit, ever since Irina told me you were coming to the Highlands, I figured I'd see you at some point. You still talk to Mother? Yes, indeed, though, just the bare minimum. She's kind of a bitch. That girl's zeal for her work burdens on her unhealthy. What did I ever do to turn her into such a workaholic? Elisa? Anyway, we're all done here with our coffee, so let's head over to the settlement and have a look at that truck. Just wait outside a bit. What? A bit while I go and grab my tools. Actually, I caught a few good-sized trout. Can you take them over to the settlement when you go? Of course. That was a result of me internally thinking about, I probably shouldn't have called Elisa's mother a bitch. And I was thinking that in my head, which resulted in, Bit becoming that. So that's the former chairman of the Reinford group. I knew him by name, but he's a far more lighthearted man than I would have guessed. Indeed, he seems very easygoing. You can say what you really think. You're not going to hurt my feelings or anything. Everyone loves him because he's all laid back and approachable, but mostly he's just capricious and irresponsible. And then 5 years ago, he just... Elisa? Never mind. Let's get going. As soon as he's ready, we're heading back to the settlement. Alright. Let's wait for him by the garage. Did he leave any recipes lying around? The answer seems to be a big old no. And we're just gonna leave our horse behind forever? Guys? Should we head back to the settlement? Hey guys, you're on pretty good terms with our grandfather then. Something like that. We've only known him for a couple years, but all of us in the settlement owe him a lot. Myself included. Okay, we're good to go. You mind if I ride with one of you? Grandfather? You aren't driving? Nah, Engine's been acting up a bit lately, so I'd rather not. Besides, how could I pass up a chance to get to know my granddaughter's classmates a little better? Rain, right? Got room for one more up there? Rain, has anybody ever told you got nice supple hips? Man, you're got wide hips. Why do you have to pick Rain? You better not be giving him any funny ideas. I'm sure that isn't the case. I'd feel a bit more at ease if you focused on the reins, though. How's little Sharon doing these days? I heard she recently started working at your dormitory. That's right, I haven't had much time to get to know her, but she seems really skilled at what she does. Oh, she is, very much so. More importantly, she's a real cutie. She always has that lovely reserved air, and there's a playful side to her, too. I wish she'd sign on as my personal maid. That'd be the laugh. Yeah. But that Emma girl's really nice, too. She got those glasses, that hair you want to let down. She's, like, underage. Shut up. And she's class press material to boot. There's a smoldering homeroom hottie if I ever saw one. Come on, you know you agree with me. If we were to knock him off a horse, we wouldn't be held legally responsible, right? Well, I can't say that I disagree with you, but... if you don't mind my asking, why did you never tell Elisa that you were here? Tell me, Rain. Why you gotta be such a fucking narc all the time? What kind of girl do you see her as? Well... I'd say she's a really hard worker in a great many respects. Man, that's a nerd answer. I got no doubt about that. She's a good-looking, polite, as well-mannered as any noble's daughter, intelligent, and that all comes naturally to her. It's not just some persona she forces on herself, but also we're legally not allowed to use that word or else we'll get sued, considering how similar our game is at times. I'm amazed at how effortless she makes it all seem. And yet, she's got a habit of trying to resolve everything without relying on anyone else for support. I'm sure it hadn't escaped the notice of a canny young man like yourself, especially one with such nice hips as these. It does feel like that sometimes. She's kind and her sense of duty compels her to always see things through. But she always keeps everything bottled up, like she never wants to let on to anyone that she needs help with a problem. I'm Elisa R. from Rower. It's not like I'm trying to make a big deal out of it or anything. It's just, if everyone knew, it'd make things awkward between us, and I don't want that. It's actually more awkward because you won't tell us? I have a feeling that relation between her mother and I caused her to end up that way. Or to be more specific, the conflict between the two of us. That's why I didn't tell her where I was, but I'd leave it up to her to fill in the details about that. But I'm sure once the two of you are a bit closer, and she gets her hands on these nice supple breeding hips of yours, she'll tell you on her own. A bit closer? I have a feeling there's a critical misunderstanding going on here. Oh, is that so? I thought there was a little something going on between the two of you after seeing your name come up in one of her letters. Well, we did have that unfortunate accident back at the start of her year. I mean, Reen has already hit second base, if you know what I'm talking about. But that's all it was. We eventually got it sorted out and nothing's really happened since. An accident, eh? The old jump under her when she's falling, get your face in her tits maneuver. Oh, we patented that one back in 1175. Did you accidentally collide with her on your way to school, causing her to drop the toast that she held between her sweet lips? Sir, we didn't use that egregious of an anime trope. I mean, come on. We used a different egregious anime trope. And as the dust settled, did the two of you find yourselves sprawled on the ground in an unlikely yet heart-racing position? I mean, to a degree, part of that happened. Well, like, two parts of that happened at two different times. They did run into each other at the start, and then, she fell on him. That's a really oddly specific question. But I don't know what kind of heart-racing position you're... Damn, boy, your fate just got beat red. Oh, so something really did happen, didn't it? Now, just tell old Gwen here all about it. I want every last juicy detail. Grandfather, please. Part of me's like, man, I don't really like the horniness, but I also find the dialogue kind of funny, so I'll forgive it.
Hey, isn't that...
Oh, is that Yeah, there's Robot Girl.
Ooh, it's those military academy students. I wonder what they're doing all the way out here.
Yeah, we still don't really know what... Well, we know that she's working for Osborne now, right? So I guess they were probably, like, either trying to test the response time of the fort back in the previous chapter or trying to steal something from there.
Oh well. Looks like things are gonna start getting interesting.
I mean, she could have had something to do with the truck, but I don't really know what goal there could be to causing strife in Nord for the reformists. Yeah, I thought that too.
Okay, let's get this mission started. Sheesh. Gramps and the others can be so unreasonable sometimes.
Okay, so Gramps is probably Osborne. Is he playing peekaboo with it? That night, the people of the settlement held a banquet at the elder's house for us, Gwen, and Norton. Oh, he's dancing, dude. Oh, look at him. Man, I don't know what we'd do without you, Gwen. Here's to you, my friend. And to you. Come on, Lacan, this booze ain't gonna drink itself. Yes, yes. I can still hardly believe it. Finding the famous Gwen Rhineford out in the sticks like this. You know him then? Of course, he seized on the opportunities of the Orbital Revolution to make the Rhineford the industrial powerhouse it is today. And it's only gotten bigger since his daughter took over. Rhineford Company was originally an arms manufacturer, making their name on firearms and such. They underwent a massive expansion of their lineup and started working on orbital weapons and railway projects. I suppose that's what it must look like to the nobility. But the company does business all across the continent, not just domestically. Gwen has a refreshingly international outlook for an Erebonian businessman. I see. I knew he was a keen man, but I didn't realize he was that famous. The real mystery is why someone would walk away from all that in the first place. Some people say he got ill and had no choice but to stand down, but look at him now, he's a picture of health. Maybe there's some truth to the old rumor after all. Oh? What do you mean? Well, something about a bunch of sexual harassment lawsuits forcing him to go into hiding. Something I just heard a long time ago. No real proof of it, and we at the Imperial Chronicle aren't in the business of printing based on speculation. Unless it's talking about how great the ruling class is and everything. We do that all the time. Elisa? Oh, I think my eyes are bigger than my stomach. I'm gonna go out and get a little fresh air, okay? Alright. Don't go having any emotionally charged scenes with Reen without me. Elisa? Reen, Elisa's going out for some fresh air. Would you mind going out and keeping her company? Not at all. But why me? You're the class president and all. You'd make for better company. No, trust me. I think you're definitely the best man for the job. Oh, but I don't wanna. If you say so, alright. I'll be back in a little while then.
I'm such an idiot. What am I even doing?
You said it, not me. Wow, would you look at that view? Amazing, isn't it, Elisa? It's so pretty. Is that maybe the dad there in the front? Who we haven't heard about, which, I mean, sounds like he's probably dead then. Come on, you two. I mean, that could maybe be, like, the cause of, like, the rift between her and her mother, is, like, maybe something happened to the dad and the mom went in the same afterwards. Come on, you two. We need to get going. We're running behind schedule. Now, let them have their fun. It's not often you have a day off like this. Why don't you try and relax for once?
Elisa?
Oh, Reen. Well, what are you doing out here? Did you eat too much?
My mouth says no, but my stomach's thinking yes. You doing okay? You seem a bit unsteady there.
Nothing like that. I'm just feeling a little out of it. I'm just going to stay out here for a while and get some fresh air. Then I'll be Whoa!
What?
Sorry about that.
What?
See? What did I tell you?
What?
We've been riding all day. I'm not surprised you're feeling tired. Riding a horse really takes it out of you.
I guess you're right. Why didn't that occur to me before?
Hey, Elisa. Look up at the sky.
I seen it.
Huh?
It do be pretty starry, though.
Wow.
You know, I didn't even notice it last night because we turned in so early. But now that we know, if you're out here to get some air, better to take in the starlight than look at the ground, right?
You're right.
Pretty monka music right now? Okay, it's chilled out a little bit. It's not quite as ominous.
My father was a technician. 8 years ago, he passed away. My family was never really the same after that. Mother was director of the company back then. She focused all of her energy on making the Rhineford group even bigger.
Kind of makes sense, using work as an outlet for her grief.
She used to treasure our family, but after that, it's like she could barely spare a thought for us.
Oh. She did seem like a talented businesswoman when we met her. Well, more than talented to run the Rhineford group.
What you saw in River Station was just a watered-down version of her normal intensity. We'd be able to have dinner together maybe once every 3 months, and that's being generous. But at least I wasn't alone. Grandfather and Sharon were always there for me.
That's how it was, huh? I guess you've known Sharon for a long time then.
Yeah, my mother hired her about 7 years ago. Being a Rhineford and all, I never had many people I could really call friends when I was young.
I wonder if it's maybe a situation where the mom, like, anytime she thinks about Elisa, it kind of reminds me of, or reminds her of her, husband who's dead. Like, maybe that's why she wants to put distance between them. He's, hiring Sharon to take care of Elisa so soon after the death. Kind of makes it sound like she doesn't really want to be around her own daughter anymore, because it just reminds her of her own grief.
The nobles looked down on me, of course, but the common people treated me like I was different from them, too. At least with my grandfather and Sharon around, I never felt totally alone.
Which, it's to a degree, it's a little, understandable is maybe not the right word, because I still think the mom's, like, super in the wrong if that is the situation, because you shouldn't take out your own grief on your daughter, who had nothing to do with anything, and, the daughter is going through basically the same situation as you, except she doesn't have any support whatsoever, and is younger, so doesn't have the emotional maturity to, fully deal with that isolation.
Grandfather introduced me to all kinds of different hobbies, like horseback riding and playing the violin. Sharon taught me self-defense and archery, and all the high society etiquette expected of a lady. Meanwhile, my mother kept expanding the company completely against the wishes of my grandfather, the chairman.
I see. Though, hasn't Rhineford always been a big industrial company?
Kind of, yeah. Even back then, they took on projects in all fields, from steel mills to railway construction to guns and tanks. It's not surprising there are people out there who like to call the company a merchant of death.
Pretty sure we've heard that term used before. Maybe back in Trails 3, I want to say.
I can't
in
say I
regard to
completely
Rhineford?
agree with that side of the company, but I've never felt embarrassed or ashamed about it. But a few years ago, the Rhineford group finally went too far.
What do you mean?
Those 2 railway guns set up in Gorelia Fortress on the eastern edge of the Empire? You know about those, right?
Foreshadowing.
Yeah, I've heard of them.
I do like that it's kind of the same art from Azure, pretty much.
They're supposed to have the longest range of any orbital cannon in the world.
I've only seen their spec sheets, but the destruction they're capable of is terrifying. Erebonia's still fighting with Calvert over Crossbell, and those guns are capable of targeting any point in Crossbell State. In just a couple hours, they could wipe Crossbell City and its 500,000 citizens off the map.
500,000, eh? I feel like I counted like maybe 80 tops, but maybe everybody just stays in their house all the time when Lloyd and the gang are on patrol.
No way.
They're like, don't go out there, else he'll talk to you and force you to reveal your deepest, darkest secrets. No one can resist just telling everything whenever Lloyd's in the vicinity.
That's way beyond being a weapon of war. More like an instrument of massacre.
I couldn't agree more. And neither could my grandfather, who supervised their construction. Even though my mother was the one who signed off on the project, my grandfather regretted it like the decision was his. As he was hesitating over whether to hand them over to the Imperial Army, my mother betrayed him.
What?
She went behind his back and secured the support of all of Rhineford's major shareholders.
And that's maybe why he left the company?
Everyone from Ruhr's ruling lord Marquis Ragnar to the top brass of the Imperial Army was on her side. In the face of such overwhelming pressure from all sides, my grandfather was forced to capitulate. He stepped down as chairman, and my mother wasted no time taking his place. That's when my grandfather decided to leave the company entirely. And me. I thought I'd at least have Sharon on my side, but she just did whatever my mother told her to do.
The resentment's very understandable then.
It's been 5 years since then already.
And honestly, I felt like her resentment was like already kind of justified, but even with that extra context.
Oh. I think I get it now. Why she gets under your skin, I mean. It's not so much what your mother did, but how it ended up tearing your family apart.
Yeah. I couldn't believe my mother would betray her own father. I couldn't believe grandfather would take it without fighting back. I couldn't believe Sharon, who'd always supported me, watched it all happen without a word of protest. It really drove it home to me, how big the Rhineford group was now, and how small I was. I hated realizing it had become so large that corporate interests were stronger than family ties. Looking back, I guess that's when I decided I'd leave home and enroll in the academy. Even when I ran, I couldn't go far enough to escape my mother's shadow, or the Rhineford name. Then I come here and find my grandfather happily enjoying a whole new life without a care in the world.
Well, in his defense, just because he's acting carefree doesn't necessarily mean that's how he really feels.
When I stepped outside, I was feeling so lost, so frustrated, wondering what I'd been doing all this time. But it's kind of strange, you know? I look up at the stars and it feels like I can escape the gravity of everything. I think I'm finally starting to understand why my grandfather chose to leave it all behind and move out here in the first place.
You really are strong, Elisa. Stronger than you realize. You were finally ready to talk about it, about your family and the company and everything. So maybe you found what you were looking for to move past that, right?
I mean, I don't think it's that simple, but you know, it's progress.
Maybe you're right. But I don't think I would have been able to if I hadn't enrolled at the academy. Meeting everyone in Class 7, the lacrosse club, you, I'm a better person for it. Your support has already made a difference. So, thanks. Thanks for worrying about me. And thanks for reminding me to look up, not down.
Anytime. Though, truth be told, I came to check on you because Emma asked me to.
Oh, you killed the mood, dude.
Sorry to ruin the moment.
He's so not in there anymore?
I thought that might be the case.
I really just wanted to talk to my bros, Gaius, and Eustace, but I had to come out here and listen to you tell me all your life problems. God.
Oh well, there's always next time. It's kind of strange to hear you tell me I'm strong.
And now that we're kind of out of the emotional part of this, I can't help but think the entire time they're laying down in this grass at night, they would be utterly eviscerated by bugs. Like, just torn the fuck up. You see that in media where people like lay down in the field and they're all relaxing? Do that shit in real life, you'll die. You'll get Lyme disease instantly.
Because I could say the same thing about you.
You will just get eviscerated.
You always seem to get thrust into the role of leader. Someone we can count on to keep us on track.
I guess running errands on all my free days is really helping me buckle down. Still, I feel like I've got a long way to go. Especially when I keep running from myself.
Huh?
Nothing.
Remember back in Keldic? I said that I came to the academy to find myself. But sometimes, I wonder if maybe I just wanted to get away.
I mean, there's nothing wrong with that.
From my family, from myself.
Oh. Do you not get along well with your family?
Oh, I do. I'm not their real son, but my parents always loved me like I was. My sister and I, we've had our differences, especially lately, but we still get along pretty well. No, the problem's just with me.
Rain. Still, I suppose the fact you were finally ready to talk about it means that maybe you found what you were looking for to move past that, right?
Deja vu.
Who'd have thought I'd have the chance to feed you your own good advice so soon? I can't believe you can just say things like that with a straight face. Maybe being on the receiving end every now and then will do you some good.
I like her little facial expression.
All right, you got me. I admit defeat. But yeah, I guess I'm starting to figure things out, in my own way. Maybe enrolling at Thoris was the first thing I'd done right in a long time. I ended up in Class 7. And now, all of us are out here like this, spending time together.
Yeah, I like that. I hope the things we learned during our field studies can help us all make a difference in the world. So,
I mean, before you know it, we'll be fighting gods and shit. It'll be cool.
wait, all of us? You two were gone so long that we started to get a little worried.
I like uses with his hands on his hips.
No way! How long have you been listening?
Still, I suppose the fact that you were finally ready to talk about it means that maybe you found what you were looking for to move past that, right?
Now, which time did you hear it? Did you hear that twice or just the one time?
Stop! Green, he was the one who said it first. I was just repeating it back to him.
There's no video proof of it. Oh wait, actually, gotta leave the recording. Gotta leave the recording.
Oh, Lisa, there's nothing to be embarrassed about. Honestly, you touched my heart.
And besides, we'll have a heart-to-heart with everyone in the crew eventually. We already had one with Eustace.
I apologize for eavesdropping on you, but at the same time, I'm kind of glad I did.
And we could just start saying all the embarrassing shit he said back then.
How did I end up in the middle of this anyway? Fine, if that's how you want to play it. None of you are getting any sleep until you've shared all your most embarrassing secrets. What? I don't...
Yeah, tell us about your magic, lady.
You wish.
Seems like you did well.
Honestly, I feel like she helped me more than I helped her. Hey, guys?
You're next.
This is a really beautiful place.
Yeah, ain't it?
Okay, finally learned her S-craft, dude. Rosetta Arrow. Now, is it gonna do? I hope it's not just a damaging one. I hope it's more like a support based. Because if it's damage based, it's just never gonna do anything.
Ooh, you're moving up in the world. I've got a little reward here for you.
I didn't get to see what it was. It just like I hit the button at the second it popped up. Because I thought I had to hit the button to advance it to make the thing pop up, but it was just like there was a menu, like a pause there.
Keep up the good work.
So we'll never know what we got. Well, maybe we can check it in the notebook. Okay, 0255 hours, shift's almost over. No sign of anything suspicious or anything at all, really. Oh no, Zats, don't get hit by a rocket, dude. Why do we do this every day? You do know what the point of having a sentry is, right? Oh, hey, you're early. But come on now, you gotta get to where I'm coming from at least a little. Or you gotta get where I'm coming from. I could understand if we were posted near Crossbill, but who's gonna start a war out here in the boondocks? You never know, right? Perhaps the fact that you never expect it would make it the perfect place to start a war. Besides, Lieutenant General Vander says we need to stay on alert, and he knows the situation better than we do. Lieutenant General's a great man, yeah, but what are those big shots from the 3rd Armored Division doing stationed in some backwater place like this anyway? You think that rumor's true, that he got posted here because he wouldn't help the Blood and Iron Chancellor? Well, watch what you say. That kind of idle gossiping is how rumors get wings. Fine, fine. Such a killjoy. Anyway, you got things covered up here? I want to go get some sleep. Got a few minutes left on my shift, but you're here, and hey, you know, who's counting? Honestly. Wait, what was that? What the? Oh. So maybe there's some sabotage at the Calvert base, which could then cause some retaliation from Calvert over it. What happened? Did they just get shelled? Who had the order to attack? No one. I've heard nothing of the sort. Zindergate needs to know about this. What the? Sounds like an airship. No. Oh no, it's a shell. An enemy attack. Where's it coming from? No. Oh, adios. I mean, they're still alive, somehow. Well, that's interesting. I guess we're here for an extra day after all. I wasn't entirely sure since they had like 2 sections of quests, if they were trying to do everything in the same day, but like the field study was. Ah, that was a great meal. I don't think I could eat another bite. Also, we should probably stop here. I just realized we're at an hour. I'm Extra Cheesy 87. Stay tuned for the next part. And bye, guys.